So now let me set the agenda of today's discussion. So we have find out three main areas of concern for the today discussion. These areas are job scenario with COVID and post COVID. Another thing, the preparedness of students. How should a student who is right now studying in college, is completing his engineering, should prepare himself or herself for the post COVID world or to get a job during the COVID? Because COVID is not till end, it's running, and as many of our leaders are saying, we need to live with it, we need to deal with it. And the final part is geek based economy. So how one can prepare himself or herself for the recession, how one can be working, can be making a minimum monthly wage, a minimum monthly income by doing some skill development or by doing some of the stuff in the freelancing basis. So this is the third agenda. So let's move on. The first agenda is job scenario. As we all are seeing that the service industry is kind of on the back foot. So if we talk about TCS, Infosys, Accenture, and all the other mass recruiters, then they are something kind of on the hibernate mode, and things are not clear in that scenario. So I would like to ask our guest when and how this is going to be come back on the track.
Yes, Chetan. When and how these are going to come back? Uh, these are definitely uncertain times. And if you ask me personally, maybe when I'm going to go outside and eat in a restaurant, I don't know. Maybe next month, maybe next year. If you ask me when I'm planning for my next trip, probably maybe within India or maybe outside India, I don't know. If you say vaccine is available next month and everything is fine and smooth by September, probably I will have my shutdown somewhere. If not, maybe in 2021. So same ways, companies are also very uncertain about it. I mean, they're still figuring out their next moves. Priorities have changed, and it would be a lie. It would be a lie, in fact, if I would say that things are going to remain same as it was before this COVID-19 impact.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, companies are reviewing their goals, their commitments. For example, we had 3 tasks lined up: Task A, Task B, Task C. Where Task A was a new feature for my product, where maybe a hiring was required. Task B was some enhancement on my existing product, and C was working on my real-time customer issues. So if it was in that order, probably COVID has just reversed it. My customer
Yes.
problem may be the priority for me right now. The small enhancement may require less effort, so I can ship it even people working from remote. And then probably the new feature, as I said, once COVID become normal, that might come back to the priority. So yes, there is uncertainty around it, and probably Aditya can also add to this.
So more or less, if we say that things are on freeze or things are on hibernate, but it is not the permanent. It's just temporary, and till the world come back to the path, it will be up by its own, right?
Correct, correct.
Yeah, Aditya, would you like to add something?
Yeah. Hi all, and thank you Gaurav and Chetan for requesting my opinions. So yeah, I do agree with both of you that the times are tough and exciting at the same time. But I would primarily look at this from a perspective of us, from an introspection perspective, and also as an opportunity to grow oneself and grow his or her mindset. So I had been reading one of the books recently, which is known as the Inner Game Work Learning, which also helps you identify your strengths and also helps you look at these times from a separate point of view altogether. So the book has been old and not written for this particular pandemic. And more importantly, if I just give an example of how we can probably take a look at this particular pandemic in two different ways, while on one side we go ahead and hear the news around people getting laid off, and there are offers which are not getting approved and people are not getting their offers. But we are, on the other hand, we are also seeing great booms in other industries such as
Yep.
Zoho Remote, Zoho Remote, Slack, and probably Microsoft itself,
Yes, yes, yes.
multiple areas of
Definitely.
Microsoft. So yeah, so probably what I would like to reframe is that it's not the from me, it's not something which is an overall loss for the economy or loss for the world. It's more or less that the world would start seeing things in a different way, and
Mm-hmm.
that would lead to a growth of opportunities in an entirely different sector, which we might not have been thinking as of now, and which were far-fetched dreams for us at this moment.
Yep. Point well taken. So now let's move to the another second discussion that is related to job scenario again. So if I ask how tough, or can I say how easy is it going to find a job for a fresher in these tough times, and what how technical interviews actually going to get changed during pandemic and post pandemic as well. So Gaurav, would you like to start it?
Yes, I think Aditya has a huge list of things to do. He even keeps telling me to check those online. But yes, these are difficult times for job search as well, Chetan.
Mm-hmm.
But it also reminds me of a movie which I watched recently, Kalakar. कि पॉजिटिव नहीं रहेंगे तो और ऑप्शन भी क्या है, पॉजिटिव रहना है और ऑप्शन भी क्या है, राइट? सो एट वन एंड we can see industries are impacted and service sectors, especially for a few of my friends are in airline industry that is worst hit,
Mm-hmm.
hospitality, you know. So it is certainly a concern at one end. Moreover, what I am also observing that a lot of organizations are going through digital transformation,
Mm-hmm.
not by choice, of course, by force. But again, it is an opportunity for IT people. Similarly, more of automation is coming up due to less human interaction available now. So automation is also one thing that is definitely going to go up. You can see, I think you can add it more better as well. We can see utility apps like Arogya Setu coming up.
Mm-hmm.
So government is also funding a lot of initiatives if you wish to try
Yeah.
out. So yes, overall, I think Aditya can probably bring in more the job factor, but yes, we don't. What choice he get? Right?
Yeah. Before going further with Aditya, I want to add one point here. What I am seeing in this corona time, in this pandemic time, that we who are working in the industry since last 10 years or let's say 12 years are facing lots of challenge while unlearning the things. Like we were doing the things differently before corona, and now the a lots and lots of things are changing. But for a fresher, it's a fresh start anyway, either with corona or either whether it's without corona, then the fresher is going to do these things. He doesn't have anything to unlearn. So it's a if I see the overall scenario, then it's a good opportunity for a fresher to get started here. Yes, I would like to shift it to Aditya now.
Yeah, so I completely agree with you, Chetan, on this front that the people who have learned a lot and who have been into the workforce for a very, very long time,
Yes.
turning to the new normal is much more difficult for them than
Mm.
somebody who, for him, this was their original normal. So yeah, so the freshers, I believe, are in a very well suited position, and they should not be feeling like it is a tough time for them. So I do believe that that the times are tough, and or rather, I would say that the times are a bit uncertain as of now, and which is why both the companies and the people are a bit conservative on their approach, and which
Mm-hmm.
is why these questions have been on the forefront of everybody's mind. However, I do feel that we have similar situations in the past, and we have gone through them. We have overcome them, and IT industry has been ever booming. So it has never actually diminished in any form over the last few decades. So I'm pretty sure that we would go through this as well. And one and the key and the most important thing which has caused or which has made a particular person boom in this industry is just the confidence on himself, and more importantly being a constant learner. So, and being ready to yeah being ready to learn and unlearn old things and new things at the same time. So I think we had similar questions when AI came up, that what will happen to the to the normal jobs. So I think this question would keep coming up again and again. But as soon as we are ready to adapt ourselves to the new requirements and probably change ourselves and change our mindset to fit those, I think we should be fine. And I'm pretty sure that the new generation is much more powerful than these times. So I don't have I yeah so I don't have any doubt that it's going to be any difficult at this time for them to finding the jobs. Talking about the difficulty part, I would rather say that it